Hello, you buggers. Welcome to one of the worst videos I've ever had to do, and I'm finding it really hard to try and formulate in my mind how this should be done. I thought about, doing one of my big brash walk around numbers. Lots of video production and all that kind of stuff. But this is a subject I don't, although it might seem like it warrants it, I don't think it deserves it. Now, a while back I did a video called Poison Friends, and well, I won't go into details about that, it's on my channel, but it was all about, how I thought Wyatt was, if any of you can remember Wyatt was being messed with by a troll, or a known troll, being fed false information and trying to incite Wyatt into more warfare amongst people in the guitar community. Well, it turns out I had a poison friend a lot closer to home. And it's going to be difficult to try and do this without actually naming names. I'll see how far I can get. But suffice it to say, in the middle of last week, someone who was a good friend of mine came to me, and he was just asking me like a technical question about, what I thought about this camera. He may have just been using it to just try and get an inroad into a conversation. I hadn't been talking to him for a while, and I'll come back to reasons on that in a minute. But he says, "Oh, do you have any idea why Ed's not talking to me?" And I said, "Well, I think, he's probably a bit grumpy with you, blah blah blah." So, trying not to give away too much detail. Anyway, it all started to come out of the wash. There was a couple of trolling accounts turned up on mine and Ed's channel, and they looked like they were being done by this bloke, who I will call Gary. And so we suspected it was this Gary guy doing it. We'd been going through some kind of weird shit, and communications seemed to went a bit awry. So yeah, so me and Ed were looking at this and these troll accounts, and we thought, this is Gary. Why is Gary doing this? And so we suspected him. I mean, we also sat back and thought about it and just given him the benefit of the doubt. And why would he do this? We can't. Is it him? Is it him? Could it be him? Yeah. So like like I say, in the end, it turned out we gave him the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't mean our communications with him got any better. We just kind of like left each other alone. Well, anyway, last week, this conversation with Gary when he was trying to sort things out, and we were talking about this troll account that had been on Will's channel. Hadn't said anything nasty, this troll account, but it was still a troll account, you could tell. Gary comes out and says, I know who that is. And it wasn't him. It was someone who has been, for quite a while, a real close personal friend. Someone I really believed in. Someone I trusted. It turned out it was this guy. We know that because that evening there was a hangout. Lots of shouting and screaming. He owned up to it. He owned up to trolling, or creating the troll account. And I was insanely angry with him because basically he knew that this problem between me and Gary was completely false. It was based on a lie. And based on a lie that he had perpetuated, kept quiet, and told Gary to keep quiet about it as well. So he was driving a wedge between our friendship. Now, obviously I felt a massive, massive betrayal of trust. Because we'd been involved in sort of like, the whole troll hunting months, all that sort of stuff, and he'd been setting up trolling accounts to try and draw the trolls out into the open. So he'd been trolling all sorts of people in the community under these false names, and it started creating division amongst all sorts of people. So when the air started to clear from that, we made a pact that there would be no more trolling accounts, no more lies between us, and so we all agreed to that. As it turns out, that pact between gentlemen wasn't worth diddly squat. So all I asked for was an apology. I wanted an apology, a public apology, to all the people he's fucked over in the past. Turns out it's quite a few. Was an apology forthcoming? No. There was no remorse. It was everybody else's fault. Not his fault. Everybody else's fault. Now, since then, some of you may have noticed, all sorts of ripples and disturbances in the guitar community. And lots of fingers being pointed at different people. Unfortunately, no one's pointing the finger at the source of the problem, the person who is puppeteering people, manipulating people, to use one of his words or his expressions, social engineering people. And yeah, the hurt is going on again. Already, Eric has been driven off YouTube. Go back to history. Eric was driven off YouTube before. Shane. God knows who else. All of it seemed to be orchestrated by this one person. Now, in the last week, with all this other shouting and screaming that other channels are doing at each other, there's been a whole bunch of new accounts been created, and I know it's him. I know it's him. Just go through a list here of troll accounts that have been set up in the past few days. Buffalo Bill, Gibson Man, Low Country, Dr. Big Bone, Ronnie Pobo, Tony Ask Your Mama, Pepe Dubois, Don Juan, and not to mention some of his other past accounts, like Fish Feet, Lumberjack Dolphin, Chubby Fontaine and Will's Easy Guitar. There you have it. So yes, he's managed to destroy a huge portion of the guitar community from the inside, and seems to be having a great deal of fun doing it. No remorse. Now I want to keep this video short. I don't want to get it all drawn out, but I've got a feeling now I'm telling you this, there's going to be a lot more shouting and screaming. I imagine the first thing he's going to say, it's insane to think that I'm all these different counts. It's insane that someone would do that. Yes, it is insane. A certain amount of insanity is there. I don't know why. I don't know why. I, honest to God, don't know why. I think he'll bring up some shit about me as well, but you know, when I was in his company, a lot of shit went down, and he did do a lot, and unfortunately, you know, when you're towing the party line of the Nazi party, no one comes out clean, so there'll be dirt on me. I don't really mind. I mean, I've got nothing to lose here, really. I'm lucky if I build like one guitar in a year, and even then I just kind of like give it to someone I like. So I don't have a business to destroy. So I've got nothing to lose by telling you all this. The thing I've got to gain, this is the reason why I'm doing this and telling you, because I need to clear my conscience. And I need you to be prepared. I want to warn you. Just be careful out there. There are a lot of really good people here on YouTube. Some not so. And it's absolutely heartbreaking to find out that someone you thought was a real close personal friend is not. So there you go, there's my video. Hope you had fun. See you on the next one. Take it easy out there. Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway, there'll be a shitstorm, I guarantee it. But for now, I've said my piece, and hopefully now my conscience can be at peace. I'm sure I'll have a lot more explaining to do in the coming days. Anyway, sorry to have to tell you this. Bye bye.